Hello, wonderful. I hope you had an awesome 2025. It's been another progressive year for the animal rights movement. Let me share with you my 2025 activism adventures, many of which were in New York City. Because right now, anti-fur pressure campaigns are among top priority within the animal rights movement. And New York City is one of the top 5 fashion capitals of the entire world, making New York City a global influencer of international trends. There were some major wins that took place in the fur industry for the animals the past year, reshaping the way society as a whole views animal products. Stick around to learn more, including why fur is so cruel in the first place, all about the main organization I worked with, who's running some of these anti-fur campaigns, and how you can get involved. If you would like to see some of the astounding, delicious food I ate while on these trips, watch my New York City vegan food tour. And if you want this shirt I designed myself, the link is in the description. The making of fur is an extremely disturbing process. Millions of minks, foxes, rabbits, chinchillas, and many more species, including dogs and cats, are kept in tiny wire cages for months in the fur industry. These animals are most commonly gassed or anally electrocuted, which is not only sexual abuse, but both of these methods are incredibly painful for the animals. Many times, these lethal attempts fail, resulting in them being skinned alive. But even if that weren't the case, there is no way for fur to be ethical in modern society, as we do have a choice to not kill them. Wearing and supporting real fur sends a message that animals are commodities here for us rather than here with us. Some argue there is a negative environmental impact of faux fur alternatives. This may be true in most cases, but it's not as impactful as real fur due to the amount of harsh chemicals used to treat fur in order for it to not biodegrade. Even if faux fur was worse for the environment, there are plenty of plant-based fibers for clothing that are not only far more sustainable, but they don't require us to take lives in order to produce them. In today's world, there is now plant-based faux fur, which is the most sustainable option between both real fur and faux furs. The plant-based faux fur outperforms synthetic alternatives in the mimicking of the look and feel of real fur. They are also more promising, ethically speaking, since some faux furs are falsely marketed, illegally mixed with real fur, commonly cat fur, in Asian products. Due to this false marketing, they still find their way into America, despite the illegality of importation. I think we will see great expansion of these ethically sound and sustainable fur alternatives. I think that the majority of generations born into 2035 or later will be much more open-minded, embracing ethical, sustainable, and healthy foundational systems for society. This is evident in astrological predictions, and there are plenty of trends suggesting that these revelations are being brought onto humanity through many means, including environmental degradation, climate change, and human health, as everything is connected, especially in tension and circumstance. I do apologize for the tangent, so let's get back to the activism adventures. Due to the persistent work of animal rights activists and animal rights organizations who help to educate and mobilize us activists, we're seeing entire countries banning fur farming all over the globe, and new fur sale bans in many regions. Major fashion brands such as Gucci, Chanel, Prada, Versace, Burberry, and Michael Kors have all adopted international fur-free policies. The number of animals farmed for their fur has decreased by around 85% just within the last decade, shrinking from 140 million animals to about 20 million. As of December 2025, Poland, the second largest fur producer, is yet another country phasing out fur farming by 2033, with a ban preventing any new fur farms from forming until then. New York Fashion Week announced that their runways will be fur-free starting in their coming season, September 2026. Designer brands dropping fur makes way for states and regions to then drop fur, leading to entire countries dropping fur. The animals need as many activists as possible to help continue these pressure campaigns until fur is absolutely taboo in the public eye. This is just the beginning of the denormalization of using animals for clothing. I was lucky enough to be part of a 10-day New York City Convergence ran by Animal Activism Collective, filled with protests demanding Condé Nast and many influential designer brands to drop fur for good. The organization provided food and housing to us activists from May 29th to June 6th. Condé Nast, the publisher of Vogue, announced a new fur ban across all of their publications worldwide on October 6th of 2025. They publish in over 30 countries and regions globally, reaching over 1 billion consumers through print and social platforms. They are one of the most influential forces in fashion. Activists are heavily targeting the top 5 international fashion capitals of the world, which are New York, London, Milan, Paris, and Tokyo. During this convergence, there were some people from both Paris and Germany who traveled to New York City for the campaign. This just goes to show how dedicated and integrated the vegan activism community truly is. The first AAC convergence I attended was in June of 2024, when I witnessed Marc Jacobs announcing their fur-free policy in the middle of us protesting. Everyone was celebrating the win, and the protest was cut short that day. I was so lucky to be able to get squeezed into the housing program during the last few days of this 2024 New York City convergence through word of mouth rather than their website, as I learned about the event too late to sign up and secure my spot. Someone had to leave early, which opened that space for me. This is one reason why networking is so powerful. So if you're a vegan, make friends with the animal rights community and help us in this liberating movement for the animals. AAC also has a great mentorship program where you can get paired with more experienced activists based on their expertise, your interests, and location. The animals need every single one of us doing whatever we can, whenever we can, and that definitely does not look the same for everyone. You can turn just about any job, skill, or passion into something that adds to the work and voice of the movement. The day after the 2025 New York City convergence, I met a few activists who wrote their own animal rights music and performed their songs at a NARD event. If you don't know, NARD is the National Animal Rights Day on the first Sunday of each June, when activists get together to remind each other of why they do what they do, give a respectful moment of silence for the animals' lives lost due to their oppression, share what major accomplishments have been made within the movement, what has been learned, and what some of the focuses will be moving forward. Watching the artists perform during NARD had me really excited, as I've been teaching myself how to produce music. One song I wrote about a year ago is an animal rights song, so that's another thing I've been working on that I'm really excited to release. Though I have no idea when that will be, since music production is very complicated, especially when you're new to it and also still learning to edit content, engage an audience, and be comfortable in front of the camera, all at the same time. It's a lot that I do behind the scenes, plenty of trial and error. My online presence is still in its infancy, but I wouldn't rather be doing anything else. I really appreciate any and all support of my work, so please comment, share, save, follow, and subscribe, all that good stuff. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. If you would like to sign up to my Patreon, grab some vegan merch, my hand-wrapped crystal jewelry, or send me a gift through Cash App. All of those links are on my Linktree in the description of my YouTube videos and my Instagram bio. There are some other events and organizations I've worked with this year that I'd like to share with you. I volunteered with We the Free for outreach events, where we show people footage of animal slaughterhouses and factory farms. You can find the full documentary Dominion in my Linktree, which goes through all the horrific standard practices within the animal agricultural industry and other industries that oppress non-human animals. We the Free also hands out treats for getting through their 3-minute movie challenge and having an educational conversation with outreachers about veganism, also walking them through some of the emotions they may be experiencing having just watched that graphic footage. Animal Activism Collective partnered with We the Free for one of these events, which was also sponsored by Just Egg, so we were able to give out full sandwiches. Whenever I'm doing outreach events, I ask another volunteer to help me film these conversations in order to reach more people here on my socials. Animal Activism Collective kindly had their team edit some of my footage from this event and another event sponsored by Just Egg that I organized at Washington, D.C.'s Cherry Blossom Festival. These shorts were collaborated with me on our social media pages, so I was able to get a lot more eyes on my content and accounts. The reason I've gone into so much detail with you is just to show activists how easy it is to get connected and make an impact. I did not expect that I'd be in multiple huge group chats, carpooling and traveling to other states for events, as well as working with the boards of organizations this early on in my vegan activism journey. I just got started in September of 2023, and it took about a year for things to start to pick up. All you have to do is not be afraid to reach out, let people know what your intentions are, and show your dedication to the movement. A lot of these opportunities came to me through my friends in DC, who are very connected and always looking out for orgs that need activists to volunteer, organize, and collaborate. Just me asking someone to film at these events has opened up opportunities for me to make a larger impact. So if you're an activist ready to organize or post on social media, let your local organizers and boards of these organizations know who you are, where you are, your experience, and what type of activism you're interested in. Again, I highly recommend the Animal Activism Collective's Mentorship program. You can find links for all of the organizations I'll be mentioning in the description, where you can visit their website, sign up for newsletters, find events, get connected, and donate. Another organization I worked with was FARM, which stands for Farmed Animal Rights Movement. This was another organization who paid to house some activists for the Pride Parade March in New York City, where we gave out countless brochures about veganism. I also held a very temporary paid position with FARM to organize the Pride events in my home city. My friends from DC and I traveled to New York City for their Animal Rights March, which was so much fun. It was amazing to witness the hundreds of activists uniting on the street to stand up for animals. Back in March, I attended an animal rescue summit where the well-known animal rights lawyer, Wayne Young, taught us how to organize and conduct ourselves during open rescue events. We learned all about our rights and how these court trials that arise from open rescue can affect both ourselves and the movement. We also had a ton of fun with the open rescue simulation training. Direct Action Everywhere, also known as DXC, has pioneered these open rescues and their trials, which are openly and intentionally brought forth by us activists in order to obtain rights for animals, and more directly, our right to rescue sick, crippled, dying animals from factory farms. My friend Zoe has an open right to rescue trial from one of DXC's open rescues, where she rescued 4 dying chickens to live out their new, free, healthy lives at an animal sanctuary. She was just released from jail to be put on house arrest probation, and we are lucky that she is still alive, considering her health complications were not taken seriously while she was in jail. It is so disturbing how our legal system is punishing those who are saving animals from the malpractice of factory farms. Animals are objectified, not taken seriously, and completely ignored by the masses of the public and legal systems who both callously oppress them. What is our legal system for if not to protect the inherent ethical rights of the innocent? What sense of justice do non-human animals receive at the hand of the human being? These are very important questions to ask yourself if you consider yourself someone who has any thread of respect for non-human animals. The slaughterhouse that Zoe rescued these 4 chickens from is called Petaluma Poultry, located in California and owned by Purdue, a billion-dollar company who makes their money from torturing, neglecting, mutilating, and killing innocent, self-defenseless animals. That's why we vegans must take on the responsibility of defending them. Retailers who sell the body parts of chickens from Petaluma Poultry and other Purdue slaughterhouses are also a priority for pressure campaigns right now. The International Council for Animal Welfare, also known as ICAW, is a lead organization, along with DXC, who are running campaigns to end the use of battery cages. This helps bring more public and legal attention to what is happening to animals in these facilities, as well as the right to rescue trial taking place. There are hundreds to thousands of posts, articles, and news coverages concerning the protest and trial, gaining momentum for heightened public awareness of the animal rights movement's effective ability to shift society's perspective and treatment of non-human animals. We must continue to be brave by challenging our legal system's objectification of animals and their lack of legal rights, despite the fact that they have very similar basic bodily and social necessities, as well as the same ability to suffer as humans. Foie gras is another target that activists have made major progress in this year, demanding change with restaurants dropping the menu item all over the globe. If you don't know, foie gras is French for fat liver. It is considered a luxury food product made from the liver of ducks or geese that have been force-fed until they vomit every single day of their lives until their lives are taken from them. This process causes their liver to swell several times its normal size. Please reach out to AAC, DXC, or iCall if you would like to get involved in these pressure campaigns. You can get involved with simple, quick online actions, join ongoing protests, or organize your own if there is a lack thereof with potential targets in your area. If pressure campaigns aren't your thing, consider reaching out to We the Free to join outreachers in directly educating the vegan curious. Another thing I like to do is invite non-vegans to eat at vegan restaurants with me. This really helps show people that vegan food isn't too different from non-vegan food in taste and texture. It also opens their awareness to the affordability and abundance of options in today's world. I have a vegan friend in my home state who loves to collaborate with vegan restaurants for vegan buffet events, with games and raffles that support local sanctuaries, or for prizes that entice customers to discover and support vegan restaurants. This is a great way to get non-vegans familiar with local vegan options and the vegan community. I've also created this convenient personal outreach card to spread awareness anywhere I go. On the back, it reads, "Just by choosing to go vegan today, within your lifetime, you would save thousands of animals from mutilation, agony, sexual exploitation, and ultimately a gruesome death. The average meat eater personally contributes to the demand of about 200 animals who are forcibly bred each year." There is a QR code on the front that I direct anyone I run into to, like the people who bag my groceries or random strangers that strike up conversation in everyday life. My go-to is to tell them that I give this card to everyone I meet. I recommend scanning the QR code and watching that movie on the first link of the Linktree. It changed my life 6 years ago. And that's it. People are usually very curious and intrigued. If you would like this design to get cards printed for yourself, the design comes with the first tier of my Patreon subscription. If you do decide to sign up, you can then reach out to me to replace the QR code with your own Linktree or any website you would prefer. If you're a fellow activist, thank you so much for your work and bravery to disrupt the status quo in the fight for animal liberation. If you're vegan and not active yet, the animals need you to shine your light and share your knowledge. Confidence comes over time from consistent, courageous acts. Practice coming out of your comfort zone, one small act at a time, slowly releasing layers of fear of judgment or doubt in your ability to make a difference for the animals. Help us stand up for them, shift social norms, and make history by getting active. If you aren't vegan, please stop supporting the neglect, abuse, mutilation, oppression, and killing of non-human animals. We all have a choice, a responsibility, and a life full of freedoms, not to be taken for granted. If you've made it this far, thank you, you are the realist, and stay wonderful.